Hello, this is Earl Purdy, and I'm here to do lesson 231, which is Father, I will but to remember you. Father, I will but to remember you. The only thing that you will is but to remember your Creator. What can I seek for, Father, but your love? Perhaps I think I seek for something else. Perhaps I think I seek for something I've called by many names. Yet is your love the only thing I seek or ever sought? Is your love is the only thing I ever seek or ever sought? For there is nothing else that I could ever really want to find but your love, God. Let me remember you, God. Let me remember you. Let me remember you, God. What else could I desire but the truth about myself? Lesson 231. Father, I will but to remember you. This is your will, my brother, my sister, and you share this will with me and with the one as well who is our Father. To remember our Creator is heaven. To remember our Creator we seek, and this is what it will be given us to find. What is salvation? What is salvation? Salvation means right-mindedness. What is salvation? Salvation is a promise made by God that you would find your way to God at last. The promise made by God cannot be but kept. The promise made by God, salvation guarantees that time will have an end, and all the thoughts that have been born in time will end as well. God's word is given every mind which thinks that it has separate thoughts, and God's word will replace these separate thoughts of conflict with thoughts of peace. Do you know the thought of peace was given to you the instant that your mind had thought of war? There was no need for such a thought of peace before, because peace was given without opposite, and merely was. But when your mind is split, there's need of healing when your mind is split. So the thought of God that has the power to heal the split in your mind became a part of every fragment of your mind that still was one but failed to recognize its oneness. And since you failed to recognize your oneness, it says, now your mind didn't know itself and thought its own identity was lost. Salvation is undoing in the sense that salvation does nothing, failing to support the world of matters and dreams. Thus, salvation lets illusions go. By not supporting illusions, salvation merely lets illusions quietly go down to dust. And what the illusions hid is now revealed, an altar to the holy name of God, whereon God's word is written, with the gifts of your forgiveness laid before it, and the memory of God not far behind. Let us come daily to this holy healing place. Let us spend a while together. Here in a holy healing place of truth, we share our final dream. Our last dream is a dream in which there is no sorrow, because our last dream holds a hint of all the glory given us by God, The grass is pushing through the soil, the trees are budding now, and birds have come to live within their branches. Earth is being born again in new perspective. Night has gone, and we have come together in the light. For here we give salvation, which is healing and right-mindedness and forgiveness to the world. For it is here salvation, healing, and right-mindedness was received. The song of our rejoicing is to call to all the world that freedom is returned, that time is almost over, and you, God's Son, God's creation, you have but an instant more to wait until your Creator is remembered, dreams which are false ideas are done, eternity has shined away the world, and only heaven, which is perfect joy, now exists at all. Father, I will but to remember you. 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 Creator, my Creator, I will but to remember you. My Creator, I will but to remember you. You will but to remember your Creator. That's your lesson for today. The only thing you really want is to remember the love that created you. All you really want is to remember the love that created you. All you really want, according to the Course in Miracles, all you really want is to remember God. You just want to remember the love which created you. You want to remember that which created you. Father, I will but to remember you. The only thing I want to do is remember you, God. The only thing I want, the only thing that you want is to remember God. The only thing you want is to remember God. The only thing you want is to remember God. The only thing you want is to remember the truth, is to remember God. The only thing you want is to remember God. Father, I will but to remember you. 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 This is Earl Purdy. Check out my website at www.earlpurdy.com and check out the many lessons that I have online that you can listen to for free at my website, www.earlpurdy.com. Let peace extend from my mind and my heart to yours.